Good morning. I'm struggling with my camera this morning, so apologies for the quality of this video. Jesus Christ said that eternal life was bound up with knowing God and knowing Jesus Christ. What did he mean? Well, if we look at the context of John 17:3, we can understand it a bit better. Jesus was at the end of his human life and he wanted to go home. As he says in verse 1, Father, glorify your Son, so that the Son might glorify the Father. He explains it a bit further in verse 5, where he said, Father, glorify me alongside yourself with the glory that I had with you before the world existed. I'm sure that several of us in that situation would be homesick. I don't suppose for a minute that Jesus was homesick, but he wanted to go back to his Father for a purpose, which is in verse 2. That God had granted Jesus power and authority over all flesh, over all humankind. So whether we accept it, whether we believe in it, whether we are atheists or whatever, we are under the authority of Jesus Christ. To what purpose? He goes on to say, so that Jesus may give eternal life to all those that God gives him. So Jesus Christ is the one who will give us eternal life, obviously with the power that he gets from his Father. Now in verse 4, Jesus explains how we can get to know God. He said, I have glorified you down here on earth by completing the work that you gave me to do. What was that work? Verse 26, I have made your name known to them. Now, the Amplified Bible goes on to say that Jesus revealed God's character and his very self. Well, how did he do that? Well, we know from John 1 and verse 18 that we can't see God, but Jesus has come and explained him. In John chapter 14, Jesus said to his apostles in verse 7, if you've known me, you have known my Father. So everything Jesus did, he fed the hungry, he helped those with sickness and pain by healing their problems. Best of all, he taught us. Jesus opened up the Hebrew scriptures for us, explained how he had fulfilled every word in the Hebrew scriptures. And it demonstrated that for centuries, all the hard work that God and Jesus had put in to teaching us the way to go and why Jesus had to give up his life for us. I find it is amazing that they bothered with us, but they loved us enough to put that work in and to help us find the way to eternal life. Now, knowing God then means that we get to know Jesus, his works and his words, his actions, everything he did. Then we will know God. But to what end? Well, I've gone to the commentaries, and Ellicott's commentary says this, that only through the Word made flesh can we hear God's voice of mercy, forgiveness, love and fatherhood, which comes to us as the breath of life. Barnes' note says that to know God and love him with reverence, obedience, honour, gratitude and supreme affection. So it's not just knowing that there is a God, but it's loving him for his kindness, his grace, everything that he has done for us, and to understand why he's given us certain commandments. Now, there are other ways to know God, but that's the primary way, through Jesus' teachings and actions. The other way is through experience and through nature, but nature, God willing, I'll leave till next week. But experience, Jesus said, if we have problems, go to God in his name and we will get an answer. But what I have found is that God does not have a one-size-fits-all type of answer to our problems. He deals with us as individuals, which is phenomenal because there are millions of us. I don't know how he does it, but he reads our heart. So an answer that suits me wouldn't suit somebody else, and that person gets a different answer to suit what they can cope with, what they want, and what would suit us. He's such a kind and loving Father who goes to extreme lengths to help us out. So I will leave you in God's very kind and loving care. And God bless you all, and thank you for watching and putting up with me this morning. Take care now.